This video is to demonstrate how to create an invoice in Paradigm manually and assign a payment. So the first thing we need to do is find a student. So we'll just load a student up first, and I'm simply going to do that by searching for a student. So here we have our student, and then next we're going to navigate to the accounting screen so we can create invoices. So first we're going to actually have a look at the accounting summary screen. And here you can see that it shows a list of the students' course enrollments, their current unit enrollments, their current invoice list, and their current payment list. So the next thing we're going to do is actually create an invoice for this particular person. So we simply do that by going to invoices and then creating a new enrollment invoice, because this unit is about unit enrollments. So we hit that button and it takes us to create an invoice header. We're basically going to choose the course enrollment that we want to talk about. We're going to set a semester that we wanted to apply to, and we're going to just check that the dates are as we require them. Once we've done this, we hit save, and as long as the invoice is in process status, we can then assign unit enrollments to this invoice. So at this stage, it's only creating the basic header of the actual invoice. So here we can see now all our template variables have turned into real variables, and we can see the course enrollment and the enrollment period. It's given us an invoice ID, so we know it's a real invoice, and now we can actually add unit enrollments. So we do that by clicking Add Invoice Item. Okay, so here it comes to here and it automatically pre-selects any previous unit enrollment that hasn't been invoiced. We basically just unselect the ones that we don't want to put on the invoice, so we're only left with the ones that we do want to put on the invoice. Of course, if you've been doing invoicing periodically, it should only be the ones that haven't been invoiced left on the actual invoice anyway. So now we can just say add selected items to invoice, and this will then take those items and add them to the invoice and make them real items. We can then edit those items for any reason if we want particularly. We can add more again if we accidentally forgot one. And then we can actually now, if we want to pay off this invoice by creating a payment and applying that payment to the invoice. Interestingly enough, you can only apply a payment to an invoice once it has been put into sent status. So I'm going to do that now, and you'll now see that the actual invoice has been set to sent status, and the system was just telling us it couldn't get any payment information to apply to this invoice, because once it's in sent status, we can actually apply invoices to this particular invoice. So what I'm going to quickly do now is create a payment and show you how to apply payments. So we just go to the payment area. We can look at the previous payments. We can actually see one here that we don't have any payments here that are not applied. That's a refund payment, any customer payment. So we just quickly create one and assign it to this particular invoice. So I'm just going to hit new payment, and I'm going to fill in the amount. Okay, and the sent amount. And we're going to set it to received, and we're going to say it's going to be to this college, and that will do. So, we'll select the payment method. Well, let's just say they pay by credit card, and we'll just hit save. So now we have a payment in received. We can go back to invoices, and we can see here's our invoice we created just before, and it owes $200. We can now just say pay invoice. That brings us to this screen where we can have a look at the invoice header, the items that need to be paid for. And here it's got two payments we can apply. We want to apply the first one. So we hit apply, and now that will then apply that payment to the invoice. You can now see the amount owing is set to 0. It's fully paid off. And if we just want to confirm that it all looks okay, we can go back to the summary screen and have a look at the invoice list, and we can see the one we created today is fully paid off, nothing's owing, and that completes the demonstration. I hope you find the video useful. Thank you.